Today we learn the difference between stable angina, unstable angina, STEMI and NSTEMI.
Let us start with the causes. Usually there is atherosclerosis, which is the atherosclerotic plaque, and when there's a narrowing due to it and the person exercises, there is increased exertion, increased demand of the heart, which is why they experience pain on exertion, which is relieved on rest. So the ECG is mostly normal at rest. Sometimes during exertion you might see some changes, but that's about it. Now, since there is no necrosis of the myocardium happening, there is no infarct, and since there is no necrosis, troponin is not being released, which is why troponin is also normal. Management is medical for this. Now, for unstable angina, see, this atherosclerotic plaque is stable, but this plaque can be unstable and it can break at any point. So when it ruptures, platelets aggregate over the ruptured part. But this is not completely occlusive and it's a transient clot that goes away. So the pain is obviously worse than stable angina and it's not exactly completely relieved by rest. But at the same time, there is no infarction to the myocardium happening. So the troponin is also normal. But you treat it with the acute coronary syndrome protocol because this comes under acute coronary syndrome. And on ECG, you will see ST depression and T wave inversion. I'll explain why. Now, most importantly, what is NSTEMI and STEMI? So same thing happens here. Plaque is unstable, it ruptures. Instead of just platelets, there is a thrombus formation here. Although this thrombus is platelet rich, we'll see why that's significant soon. And this occlusion is also partial. And because of this partial occlusion, there is infarction happening to myocardium. If you see, this is the inner wall of the heart, but it's only under the inner wall, that is subendocardial. So the pain is similar to unstable, but it's more severe. And since only the subendocardial part is ischemic, the injury current, so this is the depolarized part, all the injury currents are inwards, which is opposite to the electrodes, which is why you see ST depression. Here also you follow ACS protocol. In STEMI, same thing happens, but now this thrombus is fibrin rich and it completely occludes the lumen. So the infarction is throughout the wall of the heart. It's transmural. So there's severe crushing, prolonged pain. Typical MI pain. Now, since it's transmural, even the epicardium, this outside layer, is also involved. So the injury currents are outwards, which is why you see ST elevation. Now, in both these cases, infarction is happening, so troponin will be elevated. In this, you do ACS protocol. In this, PCI or thrombolysis is indicated because thrombolysis causes fibrin lysis, and fibrin-rich clot is only there in STEMI. Prinzmetal angina is very simple. There's literally no occlusion, no clot. There is only vasospasm. There is no infarction. This might be episodic, sometimes even at rest. So there is transient ST elevation during attack. You treat it with calcium channel blockers and nitrates. Somebody is going to tell me why not beta blockers for this. Take a screenshot. In summary, troponin elevated, NSTEMI or STEMI. If there is ST depression, unstable angina, or NSTEMI, if there is ST elevation, STEMI. ACS protocol for all three, but try to do PCI or thrombolysis for STEMI.